Hi, my name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 14. How many times have we said or overheard someone say, "It all started out so small, but now?" And they are usually referring to a disagreement or an altercation with someone that has escalated from a simple disagreement to an all-out war. Pride, anger, resentment, unforgiveness are all things that escalate a minor incident into a major problem. Several years ago, we all saw the devastation caused by Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans as the waters flowed over the levees protecting the city. New Orleans is built below sea level, so these levees are needed to keep the waters of the Gulf of Mexico from reaching places they would normally go if not held back. These levees are made of dirt, but all it takes is a little hole to open and then just a trickle of water flowing through that hole, and you have the potential for disaster. One little hole, and it begins to flow. As it flows, it begins to eat away more dirt, making the hole bigger. And as the hole gets bigger, the water flow is increased, and it begins to build up momentum. And before long, what could have been stopped quite easily has become a raging torrent that is unstoppable and devastating. Our verse today, Proverbs 17:14, tells us this: "The beginning of strife is like letting out water, so quit before the quarrel breaks out." The beginning of strife, that first disagreement or unkind word or misunderstanding. How many huge quarrels today started with a silly disagreement years ago, or a little thing that got blown way out of proportion and was never dealt with? Strife, like a dam bursting, almost always starts over a small thing. Families, churches, marriages, friendships, workplaces, divided by quarreling over issues that if you were asked, the parties involved could not even be remembered. Or if they could remember, would be embarrassed at how insignificant a thing it really was at the time. How sad to see churches divided by great chasms between people because of quarrels that go back months and even years sometimes. Remember this: strife has momentum. One thing leads to another. One person fires and the other fires back. Friends and family start to take sides, and before long, you have a full-blown war. What's the solution? Well, Proverbs tells us a solution. Quit before the quarrel breaks out. Stop strife in its tracks. Well, how? Well, chapter 15 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath." Verse 9 of chapter 17 says, "Whoever covers an offense seeks loves." When you are hurt, before you speak, pray. If something needs to be said, say it, but say it quietly, softly, respectfully. When we choose to fight, get even, or shoot back, we begin a process that begins to eat away at everything around us. And it will build momentum and become very difficult to stop the spreading devastation. In the beginning, we have an opportunity to stop a quarrel from breaking out. The natural tendency of our sinful flesh, however, is to strike back, get even, and hold a grudge. We feel the pressure to do this, but we do not need to be controlled by our flesh. We need to ask God to help us respond to people and not just react to people. It only takes one person to stop strife. One person empowered by the Spirit of God, willing to love, willing to yield, willing to turn the other cheek. And what might have escalated into something huge has been stopped with the sandbags of forgiveness, of love, joy, peace, kindness, gentleness, long-suffering, patience, and self-control. The beginning of strife is like letting out water. So quit before the quarrel breaks out. May this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live for the glory of God and the good of others. God bless.